Now, from Wish TV, this is The Zone Extra, presented by Franciscan Health Sports Medicine. Coming up tonight, it's another week full of great high school sports action across central Indiana. In the Coach's Corner, AC is joined by the man leading the legendary Warren Central football program. Plus, our Athlete of the Week feature showcases the competitive cheerleading team from Noblesville, going for a third consecutive state title.
It's like super fast paced and we come here to work, we come here to get things done. And so I just also like that aspect of we have a certain goal.
Everyone is excited for an all-new Zone Extra right now.
Hey, good evening to you and welcome to the Zone Extra, everybody. I'm Anthony Calhoun. What a great week of high school sports action all across central Indiana. In the Coach's Corner tonight, I am joined by a man who has been coaching Indiana high school football for 2 decades. Warren Central football coach Mike Kirshner is here in studio with us tonight. Plus, our Athlete of the Week segment features one of the best competitive cheerleading programs in the state, the Noblesville Millers. And we head on campus tonight to catch up with former Roncalli volleyball All-American Emma Halter as she competes with the top-ranked Texas Longhorn in college. Meanwhile, now let's take a look at this week in high school sports. Last Friday was week 4 of the high school football season with great conference action and rivalries at Brownsburg. The Dogs offense explodes for 60 points in a big win over rival Avon. In Hamilton County, it was the Mudsock game between HSC and Fishers. This one goes to overtime with the 4th-ranked Royals getting the 28-27 win. Also in the Hoosier Crossroads, it was a good one between Westfield and Noblesville, with the Rocks winning by a point to improve to 3-1 on the year. And on Bishop Chatard, it was a clash between rivals as the Trojans host Cathedral. But this one was over early. Irish put up 35 in the first half and went on to win it 38-0.
This is a rivalry game. Chatard is a great program. Tonight we just played really well. They're a great program. We have a tremendous amount of respect for them. The guys stepped up. They did what we asked them to do, which would be more disciplined, cut down on mistakes, and that's what we did tonight.
We have the best coaches in the state. They set us up for success from Monday and during install. I know it's our rival, so we obviously want to come out, and we're all juiced up before the game. So it was just a good game from start to finish.
And in Johnson County was a top 5 battle of unbeatens in Class 5A between Indiana Crossroads rivals as Whiteland hosted Franklin, and this one goes the way of the top-ranked Warriors. They win it 21-0 to remain perfect on the year. After the game, head coach Darren Fisher joined us on the Zone for a live FaceTime Friday conversation.
We've been talking all year long about our team has the courage to hit. It takes a lot of courage to get out there and hit, and hitting is contagious, and our kids love to hit in practice, and they sure do like to hit on Friday night. And, that's something that we've emphasized I've been at Whiteland for 18 years. We've always kind of prided ourselves on being a physical football program, playing a physical style.
It was great having Coach with us here last Friday. Okay, to the pitch now, and we are less than a month away, folks, from the start of the soccer state tournament. But before getting there, we still have great conference action taking place across the area. Tuesday night, it was top-ranked Zionsville on the road facing number 5 Noblesville. In the 6th minute, the header off the corner here, a kick hits the bar, and Landon Huber is there to put away the rebound for the Millers for the first goal of the game. After the Eagles tie it on a penalty, the Millers respond. 17th minute here, the lone pass finds Sam Holland, who beats the keeper there. Noblesville back in front. A second half, Millers with a free kick there. Check out this, from Sam Divis here from 25 yards out. Noblesville cruises over number 1 Zionsville. 5-1, the final. All right, here's a look down this week's 3A boys soccer rankings, and Zionsville number 1. To the Greyhounds of Carmel 2, Fishers 3, Chesterton 4, and Noblesville rounding out the top 5. And now for the girls in 3A, Noblesville 1, HSC 2, Carmel 3, Castle 4, and St. Joseph coming in 5th in the rankings. Meanwhile, volleyball. Last Thursday was the Mudsock rivalry between Hamilton Southeastern and Fisher. This one was all about the visiting Royals, folks. After HSC dominated the first set, the second set comes right down to the wire. Tied at 24, the Royals win the next 2 points to take the set. They win the third, 25-10 to take the match. Coach Jason Young's team is now, get this, 12-1 on the season. All right, folks, time now for a break, but we have much more still ahead here tonight on the Zone Extra. Glad you're with us. You know, he's the man leading the storied Warren Central football program. Warriors coach Mike Kirshner joins us in the studio. That's coming up in our Coach's Corner. Also ahead, still to come, meet one of the best competitive cheer programs in the state. We're introducing you to our Athlete of the Week from Noblesville. That's coming up.
This is the Zone Extra, presented by Franciscan Health Sports Medicine. The Coach's Corner, presented by Bailey & Wood Mortgage Lender.
All right, folks, welcome back to the Zone Extra. Anthony Calhoun here with you tonight. Time now for our Coach's Corner. He's won multiple state titles and is now back at his alma mater for a second season as the head coach of the Warren Central Warriors. Please welcome to the Zone Extra tonight a familiar face. You guys know who we're talking about here. Warren Central head football coach Mike Kirshner here with us. Great to see you as always, my friend.
Thank you, sir.
I joked around with you because I was walking to our studio here and I was like, I saw that gold and black and I'm like, whoa, what's going on here? And then, of course, take me way back, going back to alma mater. Of course, we're so used to being with Ben Davis, but here you are, Warren Central, second year. And first things first, how are things going? How you feel right now?
Doing well. You know, we're struggling a little bit football-wise, but we're young. We're starting, like I was telling you, 6 sophomores and a freshman are starting for us, and the older kids are picking it up. And we're working hard. You know, it's a good group of kids. They work hard in the weight room. They work hard on the field. And so it's been fun getting back on the east side.
Yeah, 2-2 on the season right now. We were talking about this as well going before we came on here tonight, was that it's got to make you feel a little special, though. I mean, being at a place where you played high school ball, you know so many faces. What is that moment like for you and being the head coach there?
Well, it's kind of a warm feeling, knowing that you're back on the east side where you kind of grew up. You know, I grew up a couple miles from the high school. I can still tell you where I lived on Neptune Drive, and there's old people coming back. I ran into a former classmate of mine just the other day. We sat and reminisced for about a half hour, and they're coming back to practice, and former players that I coached there in the 90s when I was an assistant at Warren in the 90s are coming back. And so it's real rewarding for me to touch base with people that are part of my life.
And we're looking at some video of your team right now. We know it is always a tough year. You talk about the conferences these teams are in, how competitive it is. So what are you liking about your guys? Here we are in the midway of the season.
Well, halfway through the season, almost halfway, we're working hard, you know, and that's what I really like about them. We have a tough schedule. We played the #1 team out of Michigan in Detroit King. Yeah. We have a Center Grove who was #1 at the time. We've got an unbelievable Ben Davis team coming in this weekend. Yeah. And then week 9, we got to go to Christian Brothers, which is the #1 team in Missouri, to play. And so our schedule is really tough, but it makes you better for the tournament, which is what we're after.
Yeah, you know, when you talk about, speaking of the tournament, you mentioned your matchup coming up against Ben Davis. We'll get to that in a moment. But as far as right now, how things are for you guys, as you as a coach here, what has been your game plan and what's your message to the guys as you try to battle through the latter part of the season?
Just get better. You know, take each step along the way. You take each game, take each week, take each opportunity, and find a way to get better. And if we do that, we'll be okay come tournament time when we roll in, and I believe it's October 28th is the first round game for us in 6A. And so it's a process. The kids have to trust the process and take it one day at a time.
You know, back at your alma mater, and we took some video of you here. Do you feel the pressure on? I mean, the fact was, we know the story about Warren Central. Every year, if you don't win a championship, it's not a good year. You know what I mean?
There's no question.
Do you sense that at all? I mean, does it even hit harder knowing the fact that this is where you went to school and you want to please everybody, I guess?
Yeah, it does make it tough. But for 18 years at Ben Davis, 7 as an assistant, 11 as a head coach, it was the same pressure there. So I knew when I came back to Warren the pressures I was getting into, and as a coach, you kind of thrive on that. You want that. I still get that. I eat lunch on Fridays, then I don't eat again until the game's over because my stomach's turning in knots, and because that's that pressure that's building up each week.
All right, so we got a big game coming up tomorrow against Ben Davis. Of course, we'll be there for our zone tailgate party. It should be a lot of fun. The rivalry continues. Give me your thoughts on this? We know it was wild last year with you guys, right?
Oh, it was a wild game, 57-50. If you'd have told me going to that game it would end up 57-56, I'd have taken that bet. It was a wild game. And, but it's a great rivalry. It's what high school football is about. It's what you want. It's kind of like the mud sock game with Hamlin Southeastern Fishers. You get that feeling, you get that intensity, everything starts to build up. It's a great rivalry. I've got great friends. Jason Simmons is a good friend of mine, used to be an assistant for me at Ben Davis. He's a great coach. He's got great coaches on his staff, and their kids are well prepared. So it's just a tough atmosphere for us to play in. It's at home. We're excited. They're excited. You know, it's crosstown rivalries. Somebody told me I think this is the 98th meeting between the two schools.
Well, it's going to be awesome. We're going to be there Friday. Before we finish up here, I want to talk to you about the schedule, because you look at your schedule, you talk about the top teams you've played already, these #1 ranked teams here. Talk about Center Grove, the team from Michigan you mentioned about. You got to believe having a hard schedule is going to help you in the latter part when you get to the postseason, right?
Yeah, there's no question. I believe that in my heart, that we earn our postseason wins by what we do in the regular season now. And so these 9 weeks of playing Carmel and Center Grove and Ben Davis and Christian Brothers and Detroit King gets us hardened and ready. The problem with that is the fans sometimes don't always understand the wins and the losses, and they just want W's.
That's right.
They don't want anything else.
That's right. Well, you know, you've been around a long
that's
time.
right.
What is it, over 20 plus years, right?
It's actually, this is my 39th.
39th, but 20 plus years of coaching deal, right?
Oh, yeah, 39 in football. 39 coaching football. This is my 39th season.
Which is unbelievable.
Yeah, it's a long time.
Almost 4 decades, my man.
4 decades.
Thank you for your time.
Thank you.
Appreciate you so much.
You.
And hey, good luck to you guys on Friday, and all the best. And I got a feeling we're going to be talking about you guys in November.
Well, I hope so. All right? Thank you very much.
We're going to take a time out. Stay here on the Zone Extra. It's our Athlete of the Week feature. They are the 2-time defending competitive cheer state champions. Up next, meet the Noblesville Millers. Plus, we head on campus tonight. Check in with a current Texas Longhorn and former Roncalli volleyball star, Emma Halter. Come on back.
This is the Zone Extra, presented by Franciscan Health Sports Medicine.
Welcome back to the Zone Extra, where it's time now for our Athlete of the Week feature. You see them on the sidelines of football and basketball games, but there is much more to one of the state's best cheerleading programs. The Noblesville Millers are the 2-time defending state champions in competitive cheer and have won 4 of the past 5 state titles. Their first competition takes place later this month, leading all the way up to the state finals in November. The Millers say both disciplines are exciting, but what makes competitive cheer different from other sports?
I think the main difference that people don't realize is that where we have 9 months of training to do one time, 2.5 minutes, we get one shot at it. There's no startovers.
At the very beginning of the season, we usually have 1 day a week dedicated to game day, and then once we start having game days, we focus on just competition, and so it's fun to go out on Fridays and do that sideline, and then, you know, we're ready to work Saturday morning for the competition and do our routine.
Most of our team is the same girls, and so we're with each other all the time. We make a great bond, and we go cheer on Friday nights, and then Saturday morning we come and show up to competition, and we have a routine down and just try to represent our school at games and on competition.
It's really difficult to choose between them because there's different benefits from both of them. I like the sidelines because it's a little more relaxing. You get to cheer with your students section and lead them on and stuff like that. And then the competitive, it's like super fast paced, and like, you know, we come here to work, we come here to get things done, and so I just also like that aspect of like we have a certain goal.
It definitely was rewarding winning state and then coming back to school and like being recognized and doing like a walk through the hallway and getting medals and meeting at the city hall. It was great being able to show off that we won.
How about that? Congratulations to the Millers. Time now for a break, but more is still to come here on the Zone Extra, including Ask the Commissioner with Paul Neidig. Plus, we give you our game plan for high school week 5 of the Zone coming up.
This is the Zone Extra, presented by Franciscan Health Sports Medicine.
Welcome back here to the Zone Extra. Anthony Calhoun here with you tonight. Now it's time to go on campus where we catch up with a former Central Indiana high school athlete as they compete at the college level. This week we feature former Roncalli volleyball star Emma Halter. Last season, folks, Halter wrapped up her high school career as the top-ranked player in the state and helped lead the Royals to a Class 4A semi-state appearance. She was also named a Coaches Association All-American. Now at the University of Texas, Halter is playing for the top-ranked college volleyball program in the country and says the experience in Austin so far has been amazing.
It's been like everything I could have imagined and more so far. The people here are amazing. It's been so much fun to just like compete every single day in the gym, and there's not a day that you're not pushed to be your best, and that's something that like I knew I was gonna get when I came here, and it's literally nothing like anything I've ever been a part of. Like Gregory Gym is insane. Like you go play somewhere else and it's not as loud as where we play at home. There's just so many fans. You can hardly hear yourself think. It's just a whole crazy environment. I feel like I told someone the other day, I was like, I almost go unconscious. Like I don't even know what's happening. I'm just playing and like having the time of my life.
I love it. All the best to her. Okay, time now for the Ask the Commissioner. Each week we take one of your questions to the IHSA Commissioner, Paul Neidig, and bring you his answer. Here is this week's question, folks. How beneficial is it to have streams of so many different sports available through the IHSA Champions Network and other organizations?
Well, I think the ability to further broadcast your game, and we have families that they may not be able because of health reasons or distance reasons, are fans of teams that have graduated from a school, that they may live in California or they may not be able to go out that night because of the weather or whatever. And these streams open up high school events to a lot larger audience, and you can go on and see your local team. There's several times that on a Friday night, I've sat here in my office at work and I've put on IHSA television, our Champions Network, and I've been able to watch a half a dozen games from around the state and then see what it looks like from Gary, Indiana to Charlestown, Indiana, and then see all the schools in between. So I think it does provide an opportunity to enjoy and celebrate high school sports to a much larger audience.
He's right about that. Okay, one of our favorite parts of covering high school sports is the fans, right? The school spirit we see is unbelievable, folks. And each fall, we award the prestigious Zone banner to the school with the best school spirit. Here's a look at some of what we saw this past week. It was a great time this past week. You know, this is what the students are competing for, the Zone Championship banner presented by Crew Car Wash. We are giving this huge banner to the school that's in the zone, has the best school spirit. Who's going to win the 2022 championship and claim the undisputed Top Spirit Award? And this awesome banner hang up at your school at the end of the season. We're going to find out coming up in November. All right, now let's take a look at our play of the week. New Pal taking on Mount Vernon. Check out the run here from Grayson Thomas. He wouldn't go down, folks. Rolls off a tackler and takes it 46 yards for the Dragons. Touchdown for a number one. New Pal still unbeaten on the season. Of course, we want to see your best plays every week too as well. Meanwhile, don't forget, you can submit your submissions there if you will for Play of the Week. Right there, information on the screen, a chance for you to possibly have a play here on the Zone Extra. Mighty TV, Channel 23 is your local home for high school sports. Coming up tomorrow, it's one of the state's best football rivalries. That's right, we've got Ben Davis getting set to take on Warren Central. The showdown tomorrow. You'll see it all on Mighty TV, Channel 23, coming up at 7 o'clock. And it's a big night full of high school football across Central Indiana's conference play. Heats up. We will have all the action for you, scores and highlights, most in the state, coming up tomorrow at 11:08. Here's a look at our game plan for our coverage coming your way. Here's a look at some of the matchups we'll have for you. We got Brownsburg against Fishers. We got HSC taking on Westfield. Guerin Catholic against Roncalli. You got Columbus North against Bishop Chatard. Mooresville taking on Decatur Central. All the scores and highlights and so much more coming your way right here on Wish TV on the Zone tomorrow night, 11:08. All right, folks. Thank you so much for watching the Zone Extra tonight. I'm Anthony Calhoun. Have a great night. We'll see you back here.